What's good, fight world? It is about to go down. I promised you over on Facebook, Master Boxing page, that we would bring you guys over here to commentate live the Javante Davis versus Yuri Yorkers Gamboa, and we're doing it. This is where we are with it. What I'm gonna do is what I've been doing over on Facebook is, of course, we can't show the fight, but what we're gonna do is give you a round by round, the same way they used to do it back in the days with Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, over the airways, hearing the best of the best, cover the fight and give you the insight. So you're getting the best of both worlds. First, you get to hear someone who actually knows what they're talking about with when it comes to boxing, and then you're gonna kind of hear the play-by-play without hearing, let's just say, the regulars throw you off from what's going on for real. Now, this right here won't stunt your growth. It's gonna help and elevate your boxing knowledge on how to handle situations in the ring. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself for those of you who have never watched this channel. Shame on you. My name is Eric A. Bradley, aka it's the Real Fight Doctor, and there is no other on this level when it comes to this sport at hand. All right, Javante Davis has now just entered the ring, looking real suave. He got the not the tassels, well, sort of like the tassels, but on the whole entire outfit. Headband on. Shaquille O'Neal's inside of the arena. To be absolutely transparent, Javante Davis is one guy that I realize is really a star, but um, some of the qualities that I see him bringing into the sport are not the ones that really benefit you longevity wise. With that being said, you're bringing the numbers, you're bringing the power, but the discipline, with the situation with the making weight, having a double dry out, that's not a good thing. So those type things when you box, they show up in the second half of the fight. Seventh round, eighth round. Holla if you hear me. And for those of you who have not subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe plus the bell so you can get notifications, because next week we're giving away segments of peekaboo style training, and we're going to show you some amazing footwork inside of the Philly shell. And I think you want to make sure that you're subscribed to learn some of the things that these guys have used and learned over their entire career. So you're a Yorkers Gamboa. So like I said, subscribe, make sure. And if you do really appreciate the science of fighting, you wait till you see the post fight, because I'm gonna truly break it down. But right now it's all about entertaining you guys. They're getting prepped and introduced in the ring right now. Coach is about to sip a little coffee. Yeah, I had to get the coffee popping because we've been kind of working real hard today, getting the guys in the School of Boxing all prepped, because our courses are starting. Our courses are starting next week. 2020 is in the building. Big fights coming, and I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is about to introduce the fighters right now. I wish I could just turn it on, but YouTube will pull it, and I don't want you guys to pull it, because the way I commentate this thing, it really gives you insight to what's happening. Over 25 years in the game, groomed by two Olympic coaches, having the understanding of the sport, being able to work side by side with some of the most electric heavyweights and world champion fighters in the game. Man, it's been great to do it in the social media era, because it's just fun to take that moment and shine with your guys and give them the prosperity that they look for and deserve, because it's hard doing this thing, man. And in my second tenure now in the sport, we're pretty much just showing those who are coaching fighters how to get it done the right way. That's kind of what we do. We lead by the process. So Gervonta Davis is 22-0, 21 knockouts. He's being introduced right now. So if you do have a prediction, drop it down in the comment box below. If you get it right, when I go over on Facebook, we'll speak about it with my 100,000+ followers over there. And I'll make sure that I blast your tag, whatever your hashtag is. If you got an Instagram, drop it down there. I'll put it in the post. It's always cool to get a little more shine. Gervonta Davis looks hydrated. Yuriorkis Gamboa looks fresh. And the thing about Yuriorkis Gamboa, he has the punch algorithm of a Sugar Ray Leonard. He can throw hooks in combinations, uppercuts, in a very fluid way. Not a lot of fighters can do that. That's a very unique talent and ability. And when you see that, what you have to pay attention to is, how do you defend that? So tonight we're going to see, because he's going up against Gervonta Davis, which is a southpaw. I don't know. Gervonta Davis has not been inside of the ring in a real fight against a guy that has this kind of offensive cachet. And he's a lot more patient. Now, Gamboa's a little chinny. And chinny doesn't mean you get hit on the chin and you go down. That's anybody. If you get hit on the chin flush, you're gonna go down. It's the thing about it is, are you in a position that you're having you're positioning yourself wrong, head on the line, allowing yourself to be hit. That's the issue. You got to fix that problem. Hell, anyone gets hit on the chin, you're out. The thing about it is, your best bet is trying your best to do what is causing you to get hit. The bell's about to ring. It's about to go down. Gervonta is walking out, establishing distance. Yuriorkis Gamboa is bending the knees, flushing out that jab, doubling it up. Both of them look composed. You can tell this is going to be a chess match, but I do see someone going down early within the first 3 to 4 rounds. I say 3 rounds. Somebody's butt touches the canvas. Clearly, that's going to possibly be what wakes them up. In fights of this magnitude, where both guys are super athletic, that's usually the case. So Yuriorkis is constantly resetting, bending the knees. And remember, fighters, bending the knees inside of the ring just simply reminds you that that balance is one of the key things that will help you steer through as the night goes on. Yuriorkis is repeatedly bending the knees. Very good habit to have with you. Gervonta just has such great athleticism. He throws a jab to the body. He's also bending the knees. He's from a very good boxing lineage up in Baltimore, because Baltimore, man, one of the things about Baltimore, faint jab to the body, straight left up top, scored by Gervonta Davis. One of the things that Yuriorkis Gamboa has an experience. He spins out of the corner. He gets hit with a straight left again to the face. Oh, another straight left by Gervonta Davis, striking Gamboa to the face. Gamboa must have known that he cannot stand directly in front of Gervonta Davis with the speed he has. And I think Gervonta is going for the early KO. Yuriorkis Gamboa isn't the guy that you go in there to do that with, because he can just catch you. And once he starts to become offensive, right now he's more defensively minded. Once he starts to let his hands go, it's going to give some problems if he gets the chance. But I think Gervonta Davis wants it to be an early night, because he's adopted the hometown of Atlanta as his own new home. So let's see. He's very focused. He looks like a young Floyd. I mean, he's very aggressive. A little hook to the body by Gervonta Davis. I'll just say Tank. Tank is really, he's on the prowl. He's crouching, walking forward, kind of grunt walking towards Yuri Yorkins Gamboa. Same way Floyd did when he was about to walk you down, yeah, especially against much lesser opposition, sort of what he's doing with Gamboa. So to me, what that's telling me about Gamboa is that Floyd transitioned certain mentality into Tank Davis like Pretty Boy Floyd had. A killer, a monster of attacker. Floyd Mayweather, when it came to becoming Money Mayweather, he was more plotting, he was more tactical because he had more frail hands, he was fighting bigger guys. Gervonta is much more offensive minded. So he's hungrier. He's a little more like Sugar Ray Leonard was. Sugar Ray Leonard was not in there to be no pretty boy. You think Sugar Ray Leonard was a pretty boy until you got in the ring and you was finding yourself peeling yourself up off the canvas. And he's standing up over you ready to hit some more. Gervonta Davis got that in him. So he's like Terrence Crawford. He's not going to sit back and wait. See, Floyd was plotting in the second half of his career as he came back as Money May. Gervonta Davis, heavy-handed, very offensive, southpaw, good footwork, great hand speed, very good power, and he will throw in combinations. Right now, it's the beginning of the second round. He's setting the tone again with the jab, establishing the range. One of the things that I think he's going to do next is feint low, go high. And I promise you, because that's what that kind of mind thinks like. You're good. He bent the knees low, like I said, and threw a straight left over the top to the forehead of Yuri Yorkins Gamboa. And I think he's going for it again. Bend the knees again. That acts as a feint. That acts as a jab to the body. So he bends the leg, boom, and then goes over the top. Ooh. And then he feints and goes and hook right uppercut to the body. Boom, right. Beautiful, which is his front hand because he's a southpaw. Beautiful work by Tank. He's very interesting to watch box because you can easily see him in there at the higher levels boxing against Leo Santa Cruz. Oh, he dropped him. I told you. Second round, left uppercut. I knew it. I said inside of 3, his butt was going to hit the canvas. It wasn't going to be a slip, and it wasn't going to be something that you think ain't going to happen again. Yeah, he dropped him. He made him look old. He's looking old. Even though he doesn't physically look old, he's looking old. He's not looking slow, but he's just not throwing punches. Right now, he's realizing he's getting a check. He's dazed. I think he's starting to complain that he's hurt his leg. Probably from falling so hard. Okay, he caught Tank with a little right hook, but Tank is about to knock him out for sure. It's 50 seconds left in this round. Tank is trying to get him off of him. Yuri Yorkins is doing a stanky leg. He's not recovered from from the knockdown, and he's beating him up. He's tying Tank up. Tank is trying to create space so he can get him out of here. He wants the people, like we always said when we was training the fighters back in the day, we don't get paid overtime. Get him out of here. Oh, man. He just cannot. Gamboa is doing something that you have not seen in boxing. He's reaching, holding him. His waist and legs are like 100 miles away. He's trying to reach and hold him. Deer in headlights. And he know he's getting ready to get knocked out. And no real top fighter would operate like that. They do something. The way he's holding on, like Tank is like pushing him off. and his lower half is like a mile away. So he's like leaning like a baby who can't walk. Very embarrassing night. Whoever's working his corner, I don't know. Yeah, Yuriorkis Gamboa is trying to stand up. He's twisting his ankle and moving his foot as if, He's moving his foot as if he can't walk good. I think he's hurt his Achilles. He don't want no smoke. I think he's trying to a timeout. Okay, he's going to go out and finish. I think he's trying to utilize and say that his Achilles is torn or something, or he's injured his foot. He's pointing to the back of his heel. I think he realized since Chavez Jr. just did that last week, it's not a good idea to quit on your stew in the second round. Third round, Javante knows what's up. It's just a matter of how he's going to finish him. Very sad because I think Yuriorkis, oh, nice combination. He threw it, but he missed it. Yuriorkis really can fight. He really can fight, man. It's just so unfortunate if you're managed wrong, that's what'll happen to you. Even if you're a great talent. See, if this was the UFC, he'd still be a big name. In boxing, you lose once. If you manage wrong, everybody peels out. They don't want to touch that. So you got to make sure your circle is right. You cannot just bounce around and the circles are right. You have to be able to see the circle. The circle has to fit. You have to fit what's necessary for the circle, as well as that the circle needs you, as well as you need the circle. It's a marriage, and I think right now he just can't find the right circle. Because anybody will say, "Hey, we'll walk with you to the ring with 10 or 20% of your purse." These guys out there, that's the thing about getting the guys that are out there constantly on that scene. They already have their price and they don't have no connection and tie to you. You got to make sure that you got the right tie. Now, right now, what's going on is Yuriorkis Gamboa is trying to create some language and throw half shots, but he won't let his hands go. Like, let a jab go and give this kid some problems so your stock won't drop. If you're fighting a guy and he's going to outclass you, at least you can always vie for your stock not to drop by giving a valiant effort, giving the fans something that they can remember in that fight. But right now, he's fighting basically on one leg. He's just waiting to get knocked out, and Tank is bringing the pressure. He's throwing strong hands, 1-2 shots at a time, and they have real bad intentions on him. Tank missed. If he starts, what he needs to do is get back to the jab, bend the knees, and then start the jab back up. There you go. Strong jab, shotgun jab. We teach that in our punch performance. Not punch performance, but punch pass for pros. How to put that language on your shot. Not like an amateur, but like a pro. And that's a different punch than you'll get hit by as an amateur. You can't throw those tight punches when you're an amateur because you have to practice volume and technique, getting the muscle memory intact into that round. You have to get the muscle memory intact in order to throw punches because your muscle memory is still being taught. When you become a pro, you got to know how to punch with great technique already. And now you have to learn how to punch with force. That's an entirely different thing. You got to be able to punch through a tree and sit down on your punch. Learn to anchor your punches, pronate punches, throw hinge punches. You got to be able to throw those step-on punches where you drag it, boom. So it's so many different things you got to learn as a pro. Like your head is like here, what you can see with Tank. Everything's not just fast now. He's throwing those punches with a little more language. Still, a lot of it is quick. So he's not settled down yet. He's still into that athletic fighting, that attribute stuff. But he's really sharp of mind. Really has a great boxing IQ. And his footwork is underestimated. They're starting around 4 right now. Tank is really, really locked in on him. Gamboa truly. He's walking to him now, but he's not throwing any punches. He's just what we call stiff arming. So that's not going to create no offense. He at least needs to stiff arm and throw the right hook to the body, which is something that always works against southpaws. So, but Tank is so slippery. Like he just slid right out of the corner. Language made the turn. He's out of there. The kid got beautiful footwork. I don't know who you guys think is going to really push him. Even getting in there with Lomachenko. Let me know if you think Lomachenko really want that smoke with Tank, or if Tank can do anything with him. Who you got in that fight? Drop it down in the comment box. And make sure, once again, if you just tuned in, make sure that you subscribe if you want that smoke, because we always take care of our subscribers. There's not one unhappy subscriber, and people just do not unsubscribe. Ooh, beautiful work. So Tank's circling right now, which is what he's supposed to do. But Yuriorkis Gamboa has a beautiful array of hooks. Right hooks, slightly overhand, and left hooks. He just threw a set of both of them. Right hook, left hook, right hook. But he threw them in the medium torso. So arm kind of punches landed to the body though. All right, Tank threw the left uppercut, stepping around. Now he's walking him down. But Yuriorkis knows he got to fight now. So I think getting hurt woke him up. He threw a couple of nice punches, one low, one high. He's a little dazed right now. I think that leg is failing him. He's going to kind of probably, ooh, good uppercut by Tank to the body. But I think right now what Yuriorkis Gamboa needs to do is to make the fight on the inside and step around. Because out there, Tank gets to pick his shots. He just caught him with a nice straight left backhand jab, hook to the body. Yuriorkis Gamboa just led with a right hand, fell in and tied him up. Tank created the space. They broke without the referee. I don't think he really, really wants to be in the ring right now, but right now he has to make a decision. This is where character comes into play. Do you want to take a chance and build your stock up? Or do you want to take a chance and no one want to see your next fight? And that's what you got to think about. So that's where character comes in. Ali kept his fan base because he continued to show character no matter what the situation is. End of that round, they're tending to Yuriorkis Gamboa's right foot. So tomorrow you'll hear about his Achilles. But fighters, you got to remember this. And this is what we're here to do. Not only do you have to think about the training camp and then going into the fight, the next thing you got to think about is, now, do I really want my next fight in the arena to be packed? If so, I got to give them Gotti Ward, not getting punched to death, but the level of activity, the level of conviction to your attack, whether it's a very elusive and violent defensive attack, which is possible. Make sure that it has character. They're coming out for the 5th round. Yuriorkis Gamboa's walking forward, kind of on one leg. It's obvious that it's hurt. What I think Tank needs to do now is feint. And what we do in the peekaboo, everybody knows when you're in the peekaboo style, to get all, what they're going to do is put the earmuffs on. That's called putting your hands all up high, for those of you from the mixed martial arts world. And if you're a young fighter, that's what you're going to experience. Well, in our Punch Performance program, the Peekaboo Part 2, we feint fade, we throw fade, and that opens the fighter up and creates opportunities for you to land clean power shots. So I think that's what Tank is about to start doing, because Tank has a little bit of that peekaboo in him. He uses a lot of the shell, but now, ooh, he's got him. He threw a left hook with Gamboa on the ropes, and he did the absolute stanky leg. Now he's once again holding on. He's throwing combinations on Tank. Tank's throwing hooks back, left and right. He's walking to Gamboa. This is a good fight. It's one-sided, but it's a good fight. He's definitely trying to bring that smoke. Everybody, if you're not following us on Instagram, we got a bunch of skills teaching there. Make sure you follow us at MyStarBoxing on Instagram. We got like 67,000 followers right now. Ooh, right hook by Tank, left hook by Tank. Gamboa's in there. He's trying to fight back. It's good. His heart ain't there though. You got to be thinking about your next fight. Ooh, they traded shots, right for left. Traded again. Okay, here we go. Tank threw an uppercut. Ooh, violent uppercut. Gamboa's not going out, which what's that saying to me is when Tank start fighting against more elite fighters, those knockouts are not going to come, because he's landing clean shots on Gamboa with one leg, and he's still in there. These are knockout shots, the same kind of shots that have been knocking out all those other guys. That's why I try to tell you guys, in boxing, there are no such thing as ghosts. You're going to always meet the Grim Reaper. And the Grim Reaper in boxing is the levels. Once you get to that level where people forget that you were supposed to be a star, they coming to take their star right off of your chest. End of the round. Now they're going into the sixth. This fight was supposed to be over 2 rounds ago, 3 rounds ago. That's what happens when you get up there in them levels. This kid has an injured foot for whatever that's worth. And right now his trainer's rubbing it down. What I do is I just secure the top part. I'd go up under the heel inside of the arch. I'd tape that up, and I'd tape the calf muscle up, because what that'll do is create pressure there. So the blood will stay there, so the elasticity will be there, and that will cause less aggravation. Now, those are things that are happening in the moment. You got to be able to think like that. See, 99.99% of the people will not understand what to do right now. What would that do for him? That would allow him to operate better on using his legs. He'd feel comfortable, and he won't tear anything any further, because basically it's like a tourniquet. It shuts off the blood in those 2 areas, top and bottom, so all the blood stays trapped there. So he will basically feel like he has gotten a steroid injection and numbing medicine. Hey, he getting paid a lot of money. You got to sacrifice. That's a sacrifice. I know these things because I come out of the medical field, and I've worked in the NFL. I've worked with elite fighters for 20 plus years. So, that's just what you got to do. You got to know it. But, a lot of this I was born with. The School of Boxing. Bam. Let's get it. All right. Round 6. They in the round. Once again, it's strategic. They're they're both trying to carry out a strategy, finding out where the other one has a hole. Tank, to me, is showing more respect than anybody he's been in the ring with. And one thing that Tank will definitely need to be aware of and cautious moving forward is that you got to be in tremendous shape. You got to make weight. You can't afford to have strained yourself making weight the day before when you're fighting at this level. These aren't the same kind of guys you've been beating. And Tank is the goods, there is no doubt. But these other guys have been in there deep. This boy's been in the ring with Terrence Crawford. He's seen the best in the game. So you can't show him nothing he ain't seen before. So Yuri York's Gamboa right now is kind of what we call posturing, meaning bringing your hands high, bringing it low, and he caught him with a right hook. Yuri York's Gamboa lands a right hook, throw one up here. Hey, I'm over here. Bam. That's how you got to do it. That's what I call the peekaboo punch performance. That fade punch. Ooh, Javante just did it back to him. Throw low, pop high. Feint here, throwaway punch, we call it. Beautiful. He got the beautiful copper gloves on though. Tank, that is. Yeah, he's trying to figure this puzzle out. It's a little bit tougher than he thought. He thought this fight was over. Gamboa, yeah, he's really hurt because he just staggered without being hit. So that tells me that that right leg is really, really hurt. But he's fighting. He ain't selling out. Some of that is age. He's stepping around. He's boxing really, really cautiously. Once again, what that's telling me is that he's in a position right now that he does not want to lose his stock, meaning he knows his money ain't where he needs it to be. You got to think about this. Imagine this. This guy came in. He was an Olympian. And I'm talking the top of the food chain. He's been a pro. He's 37. Right now, I don't think he's 37. I know Pascal's 37. Anyway, he's at the end. He's fighting for money because money goes fast. A lot faster than you realize. And the next thing you know, you're in the last chapter of your fighting career. So you got to know how to manage everything. You got to have the team around you that is guiding you so you can finish your career like Andre Ward. And there's very few guys in the fight game that have done that. Very few guys in professional sports that have done that. Most of those guys hang on to the networks. Now, we're not talking about guys like Peyton Manning, who was third generation. We're talking about guys who was the first one to go to college, then get drafted into the pros in football and basketball. Go in there and get that money, that first generation money. It always get gone. So, all right, now they're in the 7th round. Oh, now I know that Tank is trying to get it done because he's coming out in the Philly shell. So our Southpaw Philly shell teaches exactly that. Walk to the guy, get behind the shoulder, walk. What he's going to do now, he's going to walk him down. So he ain't taking no steps back. When a punch comes, he just tilts, walks forward. He's looking left and looking right. Beautiful. See, that's what I mean. This shows the amateur cachet, the pedigree that Tank has come up under. In Baltimore, if you bumping for real. You going up to D.C., you working. Inside fighting in D.C., when you go down to Virginia, you slippery mid-range outside, it's good. It's good. Good boxes. Well, outside mostly New York, like guys like Yuri Foreman. You know, you got beautiful boxes. Very good with the outside footwork. He's back in the peekaboo. He's walking close. You see what I mean? You got to have a multitude of these postures, but he's actually learned them. Now he's catching, boom, 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 bam. One of our guys, his son is young. He got 2 of them, and they fight in the UK. And one of his kids fights in the Philly shell. And I told him, you know, it's good to be versatile with your exchange up in postures. To be that young and still have this education is real and cool. So the kid's a southpaw, and he's doing these same things. Yuri Yorkis throws a combination. The only thing that happens is he gets everything blocked. Boom, 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 pop, pop. I mean, when you get in that box, you know, it's 7 points. All y'all see is this. But when you learn the 7 points, you know, and we teach that. If you're a southpaw, let me know. But this is exactly what Tank is doing right now. He's catching, he's rolling, he's blocking here, he's popping here. I mean, he's cupping everything. So that takes real work, and you can't do that against top guys when you're learning it. You'll never ever learn it. So just remember that. Good stuff. Showtime boxing. They need to go away. They just need to dump everything over to Fox, because you really didn't even hear about the promotion. Showtime's kind of like HBO. They dinosaurs with their the side of it that needs to really be sizzled. ESPN Top Rank has done their thing. They are stepping it up. Tank got that he in the box right now. Boop boop. Y'all scroll down that page, subscribe, and learn about the box. Last week and the week before, all the videos that was up there was featuring the Philly shell and the School of Boxing. But the Philly shell postures, all of these introductory things. Now remember this, everything you see, there was a prior warm-up to that stuff, an hour to an hour and a half prior. You can't just jump right in to that other stuff, and that's why you learn through the School of Boxing or something. Or what if your process is already laid down in the book format and in the video system like we got, then fine. But you got to know this stuff. It's much more to it than that. You just don't jump from kindergarten to the 12th grade. That's by the time we get to the video turn on, the muscle memory is embedded. So just remember that. I hear a lot of you saying, yeah, I'm learning a lot from your channel. You're not learning the right way, because we can depict what you're doing by looking at you. And we'll know what you ain't done to get to that point. You're skipping line. They're out in the 8th round, leaning on the ropes. Tank is realizing this. I'm trying to get this guy out of here. This is a different level fighter. Gamboa's losing every round except for the last one. Ooh, he put a combination on Tank, 3-punch combination. His hand speed, I knew that would be a problem. If he had that right leg, sometimes when you're hurt, you fight better, because you know what to do. Wow, Tank can't get an injured rabbit out of there. That's crazy, but it shows the levels of the game. I'm thankful for you guys to hanging out with us, checking us out. Ooh, he's leaning on Tank. Nice hook. He threw a nice hook on Tank. Tank eating some shots, and Yuri Yorkis is a knockout puncher. He tapped him again. Terrence Crawford even said the other day that Yuri Yorkis rocked him a little bit. Like, that was one of the cleanest shots he'd been hit with. So, believe me, he bringing that smoke. He's circling a little bit. He really doesn't have his right leg under him. He's really fighting. I can't even imagine how this fight would be going if he had his right leg. It's really like someone's cut him. Ooh, he caught Tank with a hinge punch, right hook. He's staggering. He's staggering. He's leaning. They leaning in the center of the ring on the MGM Resorts logo. Tank is trying to figure this guy out. Caught him with a nice left hook. Ooh, he's hit him with a stabbing jab. Yuri Yorkis fell forward. I think Yuri Yorkis is selling out right now. He dropped him. Yuri Yorkis gets dropped. But it's because he can't catch his footing. He's dazed. Jack Reese is counting. 7, 8. He's getting him to walk. Tank is trying to get him out of there. The bell's ringing. Oh, man. Wow, what a fight. I told you guys, it's levels to this. Tank did not see this. So now this is giving him the necessary rounds. He may be frustrated because he ain't got this guy out of here yet. He may be anxious, but he may as well get a couple more rounds, because if you get in there with Santa Cruz, he's young too. You got to bump. You're going to bump for 12. It ain't going, you ain't knocking out your Santa Cruz. And then you get in there against Loma. You got a better chance in dropping Loma than you do Santa Cruz, because Santa Cruz has got a chin, and he's long and rangy. And every time you get in that paint, you taking a chance. You got to be smart when it comes down to who you do these type things to. Lomachenko will be in your range. See, the thing about this that you guys don't know is when Loma fought his last fight, he was fighting against a southpaw. So it was much more difficult. He had no escape strategy. He had no escape move. The move that he loves to move, where he drops and spins out. See, you can't do that against a southpaw. Tank's a southpaw. And he's a much better southpaw than that dude that he fought from the UK. So these things are like every fight, style make fights. They're in the ninth round. All right. Anybody got a prediction? Make sure you get it down in the comment box. If you ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get the notification when we drop that heat. You on Master Boxing, aka the School of Boxing. All right, Tank using that what we call that bazooka jab now. Bazooka jab is another jab that inflicts hurt and pain, and it's damaging like a two-piece, like that like right hand or a straight left if you're a southpaw. It's much more damaging. He's using it. It's a pronated jab, pull stiff like a board. Oh, he's using it again and putting the straight left behind it. He's trying to inflict damage, which is he should have been doing. He realizing now, I got to hurt this guy. I got to get him out of here. Yorkis Gamboa is kind of staggering all around the ring. Tank's about to get him out of there. Yorkis is just basically waiting to get knocked out because he can't move with his foot. And for me, if I'm his corner, I throw in the towel because it's nothing that he can really do. But he's taking the he's taking punishment, unnecessary punishment. I'd get him healed, let him come back, be a gatekeeper for another guy coming up. But he's getting this. I wouldn't even let Tank have the luxury of seeing me flat on the canvas. If I'm his corner and Yorkis Gamboa, I'm throwing in the towel because he can't do anything. Tank is beating him up in the corner. They both fall down on the canvas. They both just fall down. Jack Reese wiping off their hands. Tank knows this fight is over, but he can't get the luxury of having the moment where he gets to celebrate the knockout. Tank's backed up in the corner. Yorkis Gamboa wraps him up, leaning on him in the corner. He needs to get in the paint. This is why you need to learn how to fight in the paint. You need to learn how to knuckle up, bend them knees, get in the paint, shoulder to shoulder, and work right here. And if he could have did that, because he could have talked Tank into doing that, you can bring him into a fight plan that you want. You've been working on, and that would have been. But you give Tank an opportunity to have space and think, forget about it. That's one of the reasons Marcos McDonough had so much success against Floyd and Broner, because he didn't give him space. Second fight, Floyd was like, you giving me space. And he created the space. That's what we call becoming a ring general. End of the ninth round. They need to stop the fight. The dude got a torn Achilles or something of that nature, or calf one. Why would they do it? Why would they not stop the fight? I mean, it's not like he's going to knock Tank out. Now, if that happens, I'll feel real stupid, because anything can happen. But he can't even muster up the power right now to deliver a KO blow unless Tank runs into it. What you have to know in the object of fighting, when it comes to being in a fight, in the magnitude of drawing someone in, that has to be strategic, and it has to be embedded in your muscle memory, not your mind. That set and trap, that is not something that is just going to come second nature if you're not that kind of guy. The matador, we call it. Bernard Hopkins, Floyd Mayweather, James Toney. Even though James Toney was more of an aggressive counterpuncher, he'd throw first and last. All right, they're coming out for the 10th round. I can't believe, excuse me, that these guys have mustered through 8 more rounds after that torn Achilles has taken place in that knockdown. Okay, they're probing in the middle of the ring. There have been 2 knockdowns in the fight. Yorkis Gamboa has been down twice. Tank is getting some reps in the ring that he truly it's going to benefit him later. That everybody's not going to get knocked out by you, and you got to get to the end of the fight sometimes. I know he did not think that this fight would go this long, especially after the 2nd round. But in boxing, you got to keep running them miles, swimming them laps, eating right, making sure your body's going to recover proper. You got to have that total science. Dude said he reached out to me and said he wanted to be a professional fighter. Like so what? You're just going to jump into professional fighting? I mean, would you reach out to the Dallas Cowboys and say, I want to play professional football next week? Stop disrespecting sport and what it takes to do this. This is not sitting on your couch, shadow boxing in your bedroom in front of the mirror. This is not that. Just saying. They're in the middle of the ring languaging. Ooh, he catches Tank with a 3-piece hook in the middle of the ring after the break. Very smart strategy. Tank's mad now. He's throwing the down jabs. He's trying to walk him down in the Philly shell. He's trying to get behind that shoulder and walk to him. It takes a lot to understand that entire science. So, like I said, if you haven't been properly trained, do not do it. You will get hurt. I promise you. 1 or 2 moves, that's one thing. Try to fight in that stuff, yeah, okay. Because guys like me that understand it will set you up for things that they know you can't do. Because there's a certain amount of fire that you got to walk through to become a master at that. And we know most of you ain't doing it. Oh, I fought in the tournament, up in Oklahoma. Okay, bring that Philly shell here. They boxing right now, showing valiant heart. Tank catches with a clean shot at the end of the 10th. Beautiful. Hey, this is what I mean about having the chance to fight for your next fight. Yorkis Gamboa is not fighting for tonight. Yorkis Gamboa is fighting for his next meal, because his next meal is what he needs. And I guarantee you that he ain't make over $1 million in this fight, because Tank is controlled as far as his business decisions. His promotional company makes the decisions. Yes, Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerby is in control over that promotional company, and they are about those numbers. Ooh, he caught Tank with a beautiful combination. If that's Leo Santa Cruz, ooh, that's a good fight, man. You guys got to vibe for that fight. If you don't know why, understand this. Leo Santa Cruz, he don't stop coming. Anytime you fight a guy that brings a hurricane and all he knows to do is bring a hurricane, pull up Antonio Margarita and look at what he did to cats. Doesn't matter what style you got. You can bring that pretty stuff you want to. All right, they're in the corner again. Yorkis Gamboa right now is throwing his flurries. You have to kind of prep yourself to throw those. Their flurries. And what it do is distracts the other guy and discontinues his thought process. And it gives you an opportunity to disguise something hard. Boom! All right? Tank's kind of, can't get going again. That's the beauty of fighting someone that's at a different level. Keep your hands moving. You're a Yorkist Gamboa like he's doing. Now he's tying Tank up. He's making Tank work. He's making him work. It's the 11th round. I want to see how much snap Tank has in his punches in the 11th round and the 12th round when you're fighting against real cats. I'm going to be checking these messages when we get off the feed after the decision is named. Right now it's a minute and a half to go in the 11th round, and it's getting a little tacky, but ooh, Tank just threw a hard shot, miss, threw the second one to the body, overhand left, right hook to the body. The body shot always gonna land. So make sure you have a body shot in your repertoire. Use it. Ooh. All right. And so what I will tell you, if this is happening to you, if you can't get anything going, start moving your hands, what we call peck and poke. Go high and low. Something will open up once you find the distance and you can touch the person or almost touch them. And you can find, but you cannot let them stop and think. So that occupies their mind. Remember that. All right, Tank, let's see what you got. You see what kind. See, Shane Mosley years ago was in this scenario with, what's his name? He knocked out Fernando Vargas in like the 10th round, and he did Ricardo Mayorga in like 1 second to go in the 12th. They're slinging leather. He's about to get Gamboa out of here. End of the round. He had Gamboa staggering all around. Only a couple of shots landed, but the fact that Gamboa's leg, and for those of you who have joined just as of late, Gamboa tore his Achilles or ruptured something in his right foot, like in the 2nd round. So right now he's kind of surviving, but he's surviving now in a valiant effort because he realizes for sure, I'm not fighting for this fight. I'm fighting for my next meal. That's a real deal. It's so much about the sport that you got to learn when you become a fighter. So if any of you are thinking about becoming a fighter, or if you are fighters, please follow the process of learning that it is like school. There's grade school, junior high, high school, and college in that order. You don't get out of your baby crib and ask to go through the 12th grade, or you will get killed in the ring. For real. Like, oh, they coming out slinging, gun slinging. Your Yorkist Gamboa is getting cracked. I think Tank is trying his best to get him out of here. He does not want this thing to go 12, be finished. This is the 12th round. All right. And guess what? Gamboa did it again. He threw the punches. He flurried. He's trying to distract him. And it did. It caused Gervonta Davis to pause for a second. Gervonta throws the right hook. He throws the left hook. He's swinging for the fences. He falls down. Swinging so hard, he falls. He's so desperate. All Gamboa has to do is survive. And this will not look great on Tank's freaking record. But he's knocking him out. He's trying to knock him out. Yorkis is drunk in the middle of the ring. Tank is missing big shots. Yorkis is so easy to hit. He drops Yorkis Gamboa. And Jack Reese stops the fight. But he didn't stop the Tyson Fury fight when he was unconscious. He got him in the 12th round, right uppercut. You always got to throw and work under. Beautiful stuff. So we don't have to go through the decision. That's the fight. Gervonta Davis wins about every single round. Doesn't look spectacular. This wasn't that fight. He was in there against a crafty veteran that knew a lot of tricks. And if you've never boxed before in your life and you're thinking about boxing, you better understand, man, it's not that game. You got to start from scratch. And that's why we started the School of Boxing online for you guys to learn that there's a course and a course of action, great content, tutorials to guide you through keep you grounded with the fundamentals consistently. That's it, man. Yuri York's Gamboa versus Javante Tank Davis was a beautiful rendition on the undercard with Badu Jack and um, gosh, I'm having a brain fart. Um, John Pascal had a great fight, possibly top 3 fight of the year, and man, he drops Pascal in the 12th round, and Pascal still wins the decision. So that already tells you how great that fight had to be. Candidate fight of the year, no doubt. Pascal versus Badu Jack. Go pull it up, man. Showtime highlights. They gotta have it bumping already. I appreciate you guys for joining us. Until next time, be blessed at Godspeed. This is the Fight Doctor, and there is no other on this level. Subscribe, share, and make sure you follow us at Master Boxing across the board. To learn more about boxing, visit the website. We got you covered. Peace.